Hello everyone, today I'm going to go over how to recreate Oblivion by Grimes, and in this video I'm going to show you how to also make the Juno 60 106 bass and also sequence it into the endless sequencer to make it sound like a authentic synth pop melody. Lastly, I'm going to show you how to use a microphone and connect it to the OP-1 field to run it through the vocoder synth engine so that we can create these vocal textures in the background of our beats. So let's begin by setting the BPM to 78. Then let's go into the drums. Today I'm going to be using the NRM Beats drum preset. From this preset, I'll be using the kick, the hi-hat, and then this hi-hat, and a rim shot. Now let's sequence that in the finger sequencer, and this is what the pattern will sound like. Perfect. Now let's record that into the cassette. We'll be using the first tape. Okay, so a trick to record sequencers on beat is to hold the record button and then click on the sequencer. It automatically plays. Perfect. Okay, now let's go into the second track. Here we'll be recording the synthesizer. So let's make that Juno bass. Okay, so for the synthesizer, we're going to be using the Dimension Synth engine. We can actually build off of one of the presets already installed on the OP-1 field. This one we'll be using is called Bass. We'll build off this preset. As you can see, it already sounds like the synthesizer from the song. Okay, so I've made the adjustments. As you can see, I've pulled down the waveform to a sawtooth wave. It sounds very crunchy. And I pulled up the resonance just a bit so that we can get a bit of bounciness in the sound. Now let's sequence that into the endless sequencer. The endless sequencer is actually perfect for the song. First, we're going to have to modify it just a bit. We'll set the timing to 1/16th of a note. We'll put the swing parameter down to 48%. And we'll set the dots to just 1, which is the leftmost option. Great, so now we're going to have to put in the notes. Okay, so for the notes, we just have to click Shift and put in the bass line. So you can just follow along if you're trying to get the bass line as well. Perfect. So you should end up with 32 steps. And this is what the bass line would sound like. Okay, let's put that into the second track. Now we'll do the trick again where we press on the record button and click on the sequencer. Now on the third track, we're going to be using the vocoder synth engine. So for this, we'll need a microphone. I'm going to be using the Shure Beta 87A. Now to connect the microphone, what you will need is an XLR cable that converts to a 3.5 millimeter input. So it's a XLR female to 3.5 millimeter male. And it's a simple cable, you can buy it on Amazon. Now, what I've read about the preamps on the OP-1 field is that they're not really good, especially with the microphone. To make it better, what we'll do is we'll do shift microphone. And then we'll set the gain up to 24, as you can see right here. And we'll do that with the red encoder. Perfect. And it should be set to stereo here, the leftmost option. Now let's test it out. Let's bring this up. Test, test. Now I can hear myself. Okay, perfect. Okay, now let's go into the vocoder synth engine. Now for the vocoder synth engine, I've decided to use the synth of mine with the blue encoder set to 6, the yellow encoder set to 1, the gray encoder set to 6, and I'm getting a completely dry signal. So we recorded the microphone and we came up with a little vocal texture. So right now it's pretty unmixed, so we can't really bring out what it actually sounds like. Now for the last part, we're just going to add a synthesizer. Okay, now let's go ahead and play it back.